and welcome everybody to another Lightboard session. My name is Suraj Sharma, and today I am a guest host, and joining us is Johan for an interview, and I'm going to be asking him a few questions about ITQ and his personal experiences. Shall we get started?
Yeah, sure.
So the first one is, why have you chose to work at ITQ in the first place?
Right, that's a really good question. So let's start with taking the ITQ team central. So I'll draw here the ITQ team. And in my first interview with our CTO, Paul Geerlings, he asked me a couple of questions and he explained a lot of things about ITQ. And one of the things that really got my interest is the fact that at ITQ, the team of ITQ is being centric. So it's the most important asset of ITQ. There's where all the knowledge is. And Paul was telling me that one of the primary goals of ITQ in terms of their team is to heavily invest in knowledge. As you know, we don't sell any hardware, we don't sell any licenses. The only thing we sell is that knowledge. So investing in that knowledge and getting everybody up to par on certain technologies or investigate into new technologies is really, really important to ITQ. So that's one of the first things that definitely got my interest. The second thing is that I had that first interview here at the ITQ HQ.
I see.
And our headquarters is beautiful. So as multiple or most of our colleagues are on the road all the time, so they're at customers because that's what we do. You know, we design or deploy or help customers implement innovative technologies or solve challenges with that technologies. And we want everyone to feel like home, because if they, for some reason, have to go to the office for a meeting or for something else, the office should give them the feeling that they're at home. So our office is one big, like let's say the mansion, and every room, and you must have experienced that as well,
Yeah.
is kind of decorated like your room's at home. So you should feel at home. And that was definitely the second thing. So the third thing is that ITQ also invests in personal goals. And that is something that really hit my interest as well, because I'm very goal-minded. I like to achieve goals and make sure that I always have something to work towards. So these personal goals are really important to me as well, and I got the strong feeling that ITQ is investing in that part as well. So the fourth thing is that I like to be challenged, like I said, but that's not just from a technology perspective or from a soft skill perspective. I also like to work in challenging projects. So that's also something that challenging projects. That's definitely something that that's different than maybe other consultancy firms, because our sweet spot customer is a customer that's driven by innovation as well, innovative technologies to help them beat the competition or to help them gain their other goals. Like if you're a medical hospital, for instance, you want to beat certain diseases, or you want to save lives, and if we could use our technologies to help to that to achieve that goals, that's where my personal challenges also come from. So that was one of the other ones as well, and that's a personal thing. I like to travel a lot. So at ITQ, I was offered to travel and to do that towards events like VMworld or like VMUGs or other events. So that's definitely all of these different aspects of working at ITQ that definitely got my attention and made sure that I made the choice to work here.
That's a really good answer. this kind of goes off of this answer, but after seeing all these things, how did you develop a passion for IT and the IT culture?
Well, that's also a great question. So the thing is that I already had a passion for technology. So when I was like 4 or 5, I was already experimenting with batteries and wires and lamps and attaching stuff to each other, make it work. And so I had a passion for technology. And the thing that binds everyone at ITQ is that there is a shared passion for basically work, so passion. So for most consultants, that's a passion for technology. But everyone here, and I think that makes ITQ a different employer as well. Everyone that works here has a passion for what they do on a daily basis. So if you work in HR, the HR people here have a strong passion for helping people become a better person in terms of soft skills, hard skills, stuff like that. The people that work here in the finance department have a passion for numbers. And for the tech people, that's the same thing. We all have a shared passion for technology. Right. And the great thing of that is that passion sparks other passions within persons as well. And it gives you a certain drive, a drive to achieve goals. So I already talked about personal goals. And one of those personal goals for me was the VCDX certification. The VCDX certification is the highest certification there is within the VMware landscape. And there are just a few people globally, specifically for the one that I did, so the VCDX DTM, that achieved that. What they also did, so they helped me to get the most out of myself. The second thing is that this was a long life dream, is to write a book. So last year, I got the ability to write the VDI design guide, release it, and that was one of the best experiences in my life. So those are definitely examples of personal goals you are able to achieve because of a passion for either technology or something else. In my case, technology. Yeah. And because of that shared passion, everyone within the company is equal. So within ITQ, your role or your status, they don't win discussions. Arguments do. So everyone within our environment is equal because of their passion for what they do. And that's I think that's what makes ITQ a different employer as well.
Well, congrats on the book and the VCDX, but I was also wondering, what were a couple of your personal challenges that you have overcame? Also
a great question. So I already mentioned that at ITQ we invest in knowledge, and I get to travel a lot because of my role. And nowadays my role is a tech marketing manager, so I do travel a lot to events to present on events. But when I started out 5 years ago, and this is a true story, I had a lot of stage fright. So the first time I was going to present on an ITQ event, it was our own technical update sessions 5 years ago. I probably didn't sleep for 2 weeks up front. Oh, wow. Because I was constantly thinking about, am I going to do this well? I need to set up to certain expectations. I found people in general kind of frightening. So what they did is, with the help of both experienced presenters, like Christian Roeleveld, for instance, they helped me gain confidence on the fact that I am a good presenter. They helped me with certain techniques and hints and tips to overcome that stage fright. So that was the first step, to overcome the stage fright. And later on, I got some external coaching as well to even improve my presentation skills. Mm-hmm. So being 5 years ago a person that hardly could be on a stage or talk in front of people, and now being someone that easily talks to or presents at audiences varying between 25 people and like 500-600 people, it's probably the thing that I love most about my job. So overcoming stage fright in my case was one of the challenges. Another one was that from a more technical or a more technical perspective is that I did a lot of pre-sales before I joined ITQ, and the thing I like is to talk about the art of the possible. So I like to look at technologies and see what kind of things are possible with those technologies. And as an architect, you need to think the other way around. So more thinking about risks, about business value, about goals within projects, and not selling basically all the technologies, but you need to figure out which technologies suit within the customer project in that case. And that's definitely something that I learned from the VCDX certification. So it took me over 1.5 years to achieve the certification, and I had some bumps along the road. But what it eventually taught me was to, like I mentioned, think in risks, think in requirements, think in business value, and translate all of those things into architecture. And that's next to presenting at events. I would say that is my second passion within ITQ. So I like to talk to customers about the business value of architecture, of certain solutions, and now being able to think like an architect should is definitely suiting my role, and it definitely was one of my challenges before I did that. So definitely the achieving the certification is definitely the second example of one of the challenges I faced.
Yeah, that's amazing. I don't think there's anything more valuable than seeing people overcome their fears and their challenges.
Yeah.
Thank you, Johan,
Cool.
for telling us history of your personal experiences at ITQ, and thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Awesome.